Hey guys, your lattes are up.
You know, I wasn't all that excited about going to this class reunion today, but it really was fun.
Yeah, it really was. And we got to see so many people we hadn't seen in such a long time. But has it really been that many years since we were in high school?
I'm afraid it has. Numbers don't lie.
Everybody looks so old.
Except us, of course.
Absolutely. It's amazing that we haven't aged a bit since high school, and everybody else shows up with wrinkles and bad backs.
Another miracle.
Chalk it up to good living and Joe's coffee.
You know, you remember when you and Bob and Buddy and some of the basketball guys were all over in the corner talking? Mm-hmm. I got a chance to chat with Greg Masterson. And he said he tried to talk to you, and you just blew him off.
He's a jerk.
Well, he seemed really nice to me.
If you say so.
John, what's going on?
I really don't want to talk about this, okay?
Okay.
Look, this goes back to when we were all in high school, and he cheated me out of something I really wanted, something really important.
What was it?
I was all set to be senior class president.
But I thought Greg was class president.
He was. But after he stuffed the ballot boxes.
What? How do you know that?
Bob Mitchell told me after we were in college. You know, I really ran a great campaign, and everybody I talked to said they were going to vote for me. I felt really good about the whole thing. But that was the year that the principal put the students in charge of the election, if you remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, Bob told me that when they got together and tallied up the vote, that I won, and pretty easily. But Greg had a couple of his buddies on that committee, and he had convinced them that the vote didn't go his way. They were to reverse those totals and throw away the evidence, and he'd be the winner, and I lose. I was crushed. Mr. Pretty Boy Greg gets to make that commencement speech that should have been mine.
Wow. You know, I can understand why you would have been so upset back then. But that was 40 years ago.
There's some things you just don't forgive.
What was his speech?
I don't remember.
Of course you don't remember. Nobody remembers. It's not important. You're the only one that cares about this, John. This isn't healthy.
You just don't understand. He had everything. He was best looking. He had the best grades. He was the star of the basketball team. He was prom king. But he probably stuffed the ballot box for that one too.
Who was prom queen?
I don't know.
See, nobody knows. It's not important.
What are you trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is, we've had a really good life. I mean, we've been married 35 years. We've got 3 great kids. You've got a wonderful career, standing in the community. You're on the board at church. You know, that big building on the corner that teaches us to forgive and forget. And you're still carrying around baggage from high school.
Yeah?
You know, Greg was telling me some things about his life since high school. And it wasn't good. I mean, his business failed. His wife has been really, really sick. And he's searching for answers. I told him about our church, and I invited him to come Sunday. And I think he might really come. I invited him to home group, too.
You're kidding. Our home group? You didn't.
John, have you heard anything I've said? What if Jesus kept a scorecard of all the mistakes you made 40 years ago? You've got to let this go. You've got to. You've got to forgive.
Our home group, huh?
Yeah. And you have the lesson this week, remember?
Right.
Do you remember what the subject is?
Forgiveness.